There's a different way to use every grenade, and this is your complete guide on how to use them properly in Apex Legends. I discovered so much information using Fuse that I have rewritten this guide 4 times now. Starting with Thermites, they can be considered the weakest type in terms of damage. Touching the flames guarantees you 25 damage, but if they stay in the fire, it will quickly inflict additional damage. They're great for trapping people behind corners and then also flushing people out of cover and doorways. The best way to typically use them is throwing them slightly behind the target rather than on them. This makes it hard to see the thermite and people will often back up into them. If the enemy is committed to pushing you, quickly place thermites slightly in front of them to weaken their push. Thermites are also good counters to revives. For these, you want to try to land the thermite directly on them. Without perks or fortify, you can guarantee a re-knock or eliminating the down player altogether. Thermites are also useful when you're trying to revive because it has the longest duration at 7 seconds. Use them to block pathways, and thermites will often throw off the audio or location of where you're reviving. Next, for frags and arc stars, it's important to know about the inner and outer blast radius in order to understand what makes both grenades special. Getting caught in the inner blast radius guarantees you a set amount of damage, while the outer blast radius has damage fall off depending on how far away you are from the explosion. Frags are my personal favorite because they have the largest inner blast radius and more consistent with heavy damage. The key to using frag grenades is understanding that they will always bounce and roll, especially with Fuse's arm launcher, which bounces frags even further. It often pays off to aim your frags by looking at the throwing indicator to see how they will bounce. Use the environment to make your frags more unpredictable. They can land inside hard to reach areas such as windows where the other two grenade types often get stuck. Frags also make great booby traps because they're mostly quiet and don't glow as much as arc stars. The lower visibility is useful around closed doors because enemies cannot see the grenade indicator until they have line of sight on it, usually by them opening up the door. For my Fuse mains, the effective range for that near instant detonation using frag grenades is around 150 meters, but no further than 200. If you want to throw frag grenades high for sky nades, you can actually turn off the arm launcher by toggling the throwing power when you equip grenades. Last we have arc stars, which are the well-rounded grenade type. They travel the furthest and the fastest, making them the best grenade type for the arm launcher. They also have the largest outer blast radius, which means they're the most likely to land you a hit. This is important not because of the damage, but because you can often stun people with them. The stun allows you to spam people easier or slows them down, making them an easy target for your gun. Because of the large blast radius, it's important to space out your arc stars so that they cover a large area. Try sandwiching people using cover in between nades. When enemies are looting, reviving, or standing still, this is always a good opportunity to go for the stick. Arc stars are most useful in hallways and narrow areas because it's easier to stick people there too.
Follow me for more views, clips, and tips.